Do you like him?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you like Sean Dyche?
Dyche doing a great job, especially after he beat us. Then he's just gone and won again 3-0 against Liverpool.
Yeah. And nobody said, really well done, Forest. It's how shit at Liverpool.
He's good, yeah. Anyway, hello, fans.
Hello, guys.
Welcome back. As you can see, we have a little Christmas tree behind us because the time is bearing very fast. So, and we've got the Christmas period coming up, which everyone loves. You know, I'm a big fan of those Boxing Day games.
Yeah.
Isn't there only one
Day.
Boxing?
Yeah,
they've
it's not the
changed
same. They're killing
They
it.
have changed it. I don't know why they've done this. And also, football seems to be on about 10 different platforms now.
Yeah.
I'm not too keen
Got to
on
be a
that
millionaire
either.
to follow.
Yeah, if
everything.
you want to watch football week in, week out,
Yeah.
you're paying...
Probably
your
cheaper
75
to go to America and pay their one fee to get everything. Yeah, but either way, it makes me happy to be in the Fizzy-Cola League because we've got Boxing Day football. And
Yes.
I'm going to be going like I do every year.
Who have you got?
We've got Bristol City at home.
Ooh.
So it's a tough game, but it's like become a bit of a tradition for me to just go to the football every Boxing Day.
Is it like, I know in the lower divisions, local football, or especially around here, if you do play Boxing Day or like New Year's Day sort of thing, they're local games, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you'll have Frome versus
Yeah.
Westbury, for example.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
about
Does that work like that in the Championship? They don't really care.
So I'm trying to think off the top of my head all of them I've been to, but I think we have had some afar. I think we've had some afar away days on Boxing Day.
Because how's
in
that
the past.
logistically going to work? Let's say you're Carlisle, yeah, and you've got Plymouth.
Yeah.
Well, I always thought that these games were drawn out by a supercomputer at complete random, and when you go there is when you bloody go there. I mean, I can talk to you all day
No,
about,
it's not. They
think
try and work it
deliberately done
out
that?
because obviously everything needs policing as well. So you don't want you don't want 4 games in like 4 London derbies. Or,
Yeah, you don't want Millwall
But that
playing
did
at
happen
home.
recently.
Did it?
I'm pretty sure recently we had. I think we had like Arsenal at home, Tottenham at home,
Yeah.
Fulham played at home because I remember Leeds were away and they were in London at the time,
Right.
and along with something that was happening in London as well. Or is that tactical to allow the police all to be in London at
Maybe.
once?
Yeah.
I'll put it this way, I wouldn't advise having Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday playing at home on the same day. I always thought that it was done. I mean, I could talk to you all day about the Ugandan Third Division festive period, but anyway, look, another weekend. We're recording this on the Sunday, halfway through the Premier League fixtures this weekend, where Manchester City, surprisingly, for me, I thought they were getting back on the horse and we're going to challenge Arsenal. Probably still could, but that's a difficult loss away.
Have you guys seen who's in second at the moment?
Chelsea?
It's Chelsea.
I told you,
But
they're going to dark horse their way into a good position.
Don't get too excited, Chelsea fans. They've had a good run of games.
Yeah.
Just off of
That's
Wolves
true.
and Burnley.
Yeah.
And now they're coming into, I think they've got Arsenal.
I think
They've got some. They've got some tough games coming
again,
up,
fuck me, I can
and
play
then they'll
against us in a
soon
minute.
come back down in the table. Like I know, we're going to get there in a minute, James. But Liverpool, I think your drop in form has happened at the worst time because Spurs aren't really a banter team anymore. Yeah, they've lost to Man United recently and this and that, but they're a lot better than they were last season.
Yeah.
Man United are improving. Arsenal are flying. Man City, they're getting back there. So that Liverpool have become the banter club.
I feel
Realistically,
how Amarin looked on the sideline away at Grimsby. I'm stressed. I don't know how to deal with this.
Remember when we did the transfer ratings and I said a 6.5 because you didn't get that centre back through the door. What Konate's doing right now is it's almost an injury to your defence. You shouldn't. He needs to be dropped.
Can I talk to you about that quickly, please?
Go on.
So there was an incident. We're talking. Liverpool just lost to Forest yesterday at the time of recording. Around 70 odd minutes. His performance. I've got to finish the point. But his performances have been an aberration. For those that don't know what that means, shite. And I think that some games, the odd game, he's been world class because it is in the locker. Okay, and that's true, and we have to be respectful of that. But more times out of not, he's been awful.
Yeah.
When the board came up, the number 5 in exchange for the number 22 for Ekatike. he literally went like this, and I've showed you both the screenshot of that. He literally went at number 5, and he's gone like that.
He seemed shocked.
But he went like this, mate. He went like that, and then he went. It's a little roll of the eyebrows and a little smile, as if because we know that the cameras are watching the players, and then that's going to circulate. Oh, do you know what, mate? I'm going to say this now. What has Joe Gomez got to do to get a fucking game? Because as far as I'm concerned, Konate said last week he wants £375,000 to sign a renewal. No, mate. I'd rather have Dawson as centre back than him at the minute.
Dawson's finished, mate.
Exactly.
We've seen this a few times, and I know it's probably going to continue to happen, and it will happen in the future. But he's had a little bit of a sniff of an interest from supposedly Real Madrid.
You reckon that's got into his head?
Fucking right, yeah.
I'm not sure it's that,
mate. If I'm a professional football player, and he already plays for one of the biggest football teams in the world, but let's be honest, Real Madrid are probably the biggest.
They are,
team.
I would agree with that.
They are the best football team in the world, and they have been for years. If I'm here and I hear a little inkling of, oh, by the way, my agent's Real Madrid one.
Yeah. But doing what they did to Trent in his ear.
He's going to kill it himself, though.
Yeah, but he will kill himself.
If he keeps doing what he's doing.
Because he ain't helping himself.
Madrid are just going to go to someone else.
And from a negotiation standpoint as well, if I'm Richard Hughes and you go and sit at the table, and we've offered him 3 contracts now, he's rejected 2 of them, and there's an offer on the table. His agent's saying he wants £375,000 a week.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm Richard Hughes and you're looking at these performances at the moment, you've got to be sat down and thinking, is Gahey going to get that? You know what you do if you're Liverpool right now? You say to Konate, right, we're going to put a deadline on it. And I know you have to hear me out, and it might sound a little draconian and it might sound a little bit harsh, but I'll put a deadline on it. Right, you let us know by January the 1st. What the fuck are you doing, mate? Are you staying or are you going? Because if you're staying, the offer's on the table. If you're going, fine. See you later, mate. You can sign a pre-contract deal.
Yeah.
Ring Palace, go and get Gahey, like you said, and you go and sort it out. Because as far as I'm concerned, if this form doesn't improve, not just Konate, but the whole team, and we'll go on to Arne Slot in a minute, if this doesn't improve, you know, I said to you 2-3 weeks ago, the title was done, and I'm right, and I believe that. And I still think that Man City will win it eventually. But Ibrahim Konate put the ball out for a corner yesterday for the first goal. Been through it about 4 or 5, 6 times. Just had to just knock it into touch. He didn't have to actually knock it out for a corner. And he turns around and he's gone, sorry guys, you know, and you can see Van Dijk just go, because he knows that we're so frail from set pieces at the moment. Lo and behold, the ball comes in, bit of a ricochet, comes down, Murillo, bang, goal. And you can just see Van Dijk look at Konate.
You can't just single out Konate. I know what you're saying. He's put his hands up and he said, sorry, I couldn't put it out for a throw. But at that point, the whole team's got to come together. Let's get him out the shit.
But we can't defend set pieces, and we haven't been able to under Slot for months.
It doesn't look like that. Again, I said this before, that family style of club that Liverpool were under Klopp, where if one player wasn't performing, that big arm of Van Dijk would come round you, come on, but that doesn't seem to be happening anymore.
Nobody's being picked up off the floor. They're just,
like James just said about the contract, he's obviously demanding these high wages.
If I'm in the dressing room, I'm looking at him. I'd say something, wouldn't you?
If I'm Liverpool, I'm going, that £300,000 contract you spoke about, bud, mate, your performances ain't even been worth 150. So
I remember
if I'm you pull your finger out your ass and we might have another conversation.
Rio, when he signed for United, he come into his first training session. He said he was a bit nervous and he had a few bad touches. And someone's come up to him and he said, how much they fucking pay? And he just, it's a bit like that, isn't it? How much money do you fucking want?
The early 2000s, late 90s was a different breed.
I think it's
you can't do what they used to do back in the day.
Of course not. But I do think though that football locker rooms and dressing rooms are still a beating heart of banter. But having said that, do you not think that that Leone made his debut, and I think he's only played 45 minutes. In that 45 minutes, he had a sofa score. A football soccer score online. It's a website that's dedicated to football ratings and their harsh ratings. They'd given him like an 8.8, and that he was like really good. And
for a 45-minute performance
for a cruciate ligament, it's gone. And I think that in that moment, you're right about the Gahey. You were right about that, and I'm disappointed with Liverpool trying to haggle and haggle. You've already spent 450 million.
Even if you had
10 and get him.
If you had Gahey in the background, it makes Konate a better player. Like Robinson this season.
I don't think Konate plays.
I don't.
If Gay's available,
but then you
sign
don't know
him.
what his form is going to be like. You know what I mean? If you've got someone lurking behind
He's
you,
the
that wants you
ultimate
up
professional.
spot,
You up your game.
don't you? And I think that is. I think Joe Gomez is content with being second fiddle, and he has been for most of his career.
Yeah.
Do you want a good comparison, buddy? Sorry to
no,
just
you're
before
right.
I forget it. So you're talking about players pushing other players. A perfect example was last season with Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo, where they were both out on the
But
left.
this
both in the
season,
middle and pushing each
Robinson's
other.
been better this season with Kirkes. He didn't have a great season last. I know you won the
End of
league.
last
No, he didn't have it.
Yeah.
But Liverpool have not been right. I said this for 2 or 3
Even when you were
episodes.
winning games at the start of the season,
Mate,
you were not good.
Go back. Let's go back. I was in attendance to that match against PSG, which, by the way, we should have won on the balance of play. We should have won that match. Over the 2 legs, they probably deserved it because they battered us in the PSG. Yeah, but at home, we were all over them. We hit the post, we hit the bar. They said, "I'll go." Da 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 da. But the reality is, we lost the game. Hands up, granted, accept it, move on. Best team in Europe. Reality is, since then, and I mean this now, the tactical identity of the football club has been what? What?
You're not pressing like
Are we
you
pressing?
were.
No.
You're not.
Are we slow? Yes. Boring? Yeah. Ponderous. But normally slow, boring, ponderous teams that pass the ball around are rock solid at the back and show a bit less guile up front. But then we started this season where we're fantastic up front and we're awful at the back. And, I think he said Arne Slot, and I'm looking at him now and I'm thinking, I love the guy to bits. He's won the Premier League title with Liverpool. Good manager. Good manager wins the league. You've got to be a good manager to win the league. But he's saying that he got asked yesterday, post-match, your problems at the back are really, really concerning at the moment. What do you say about this? And his response was, well, to be fair, I think before we look at the back, we can't score at the moment. And I'm like, huh? I was like, hold on a minute. Before Man City in the last game, so Man City and Forest, we've both lost both games 3-0. Liverpool had only failed to score 0 times since we lost a year ago to Nottingham Forest 1-0 at home.
But
So
is he
scoring's not a
trying
fucking
to?
problem.
Managers tend to deflect all the time, and I think he's trying to protect his players,
have
like
to-
any manager normally would.
But the English football media and the English football fan isn't fickle, and we're not stupid. And we know now that we've become accustomed to these tricks of how media trained these guys are.
his comments just shuts the.
Well, it's
more
opened up,
comments
but it's
coming
opened,
on.
but it's opened up a can of. As far as I'm concerned, if you're him now, this tactic or this way of playing, it's not working.
Is he
mate.
under pressure? Could he go?
FSG, everyone's saying FSG are going to be really patient with him. They love him and all this. And I'm telling you now.
Do you not think he's earned the right to maybe just have
Yeah,
this
of course he
season?
does.
What? No, hold on.
I'm not happy for my club to continue this shit.
What makes you say he's earned the? What did he earn?
Winning the Premier League last year.
With Klopp's team, yeah.
He still won the league.
With Klopp's team, yeah.
Okay, and that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. But for
He's
me,
now got his own team. How's it going?
That's
how I see it.
In his defence, there's a lot of extenuating circumstances. However,
he did win.
Football's a results-based business,
trophy-based.
But I believe FSG. Take Klopp aside.
Yeah.
Klopp had that run where we lost. I think it was like 5-7. Similar run to this. But we're still fucking scoring, and we're still. And he had no centre backs, and exactly. And the bit here, FSG. Look at Roy Hodgson. Okay, sacked him straight out.
Yeah.
Shite. Kenny Dalglish, club hero.
I would have had him back in a fucking heartbeat because he was quality for us before you lot nicked him.
Well, but I think levels. But ultimately, but ultimately, we pay good compensation. But having said that, I think that you look at Kenny Dalglish, club hero, legend. Everybody knows King Kenny. Sacked him. He won 2 trophies, by the way.
He did win 2 trophies.
Yeah, sacked him.
Yeah.
You look at Brendan Rodgers. Yeah, Nully won the league season after, or a bit shite, sacked him. I'm telling you, FSG, he's got credit in the bank, and anybody who doesn't believe he has delusional, I think he's got to
I'm going to ask you
year.
a horrible question.
If this goes on till New Year, they'll sack him.
Do you want him gone?
Do you want him gone right now, as a Liverpool fan?
Sorry to put it on you.
Would you like to see him gone?
I would. Right now, would I? If I was the chairman of Liverpool right now, would I sack him? No. However,
stern words.
However,
to one side.
I would be speaking not to the manager. I would be speaking to the sporting director. If I'm a chairman, you go down the chain of command. I would summon the sporting director across to Boston, and I would sit him down and I'll say, right, What's going on, mate? Are we all right, or is there a problem here? Because I think losing 6 or 7, but it's not just losing 6 or 7. We won the first 5 games of the season, but
you spent 450 million,
but we haven't improved the number. We've been through it.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is,
but what I mean, if you're the board, it's going to be.
I can see that's what they're going to say.
But the board look at net spend, and you're not allowed to talk about net spend for some reason. But the board do look at net spend. If you've got a money pot there, and I say, right, cheers, what's that money pot, and you come back and it's sort of level, you're like,
fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I do get what you're saying. Outgoings is 450 odd million, but no one's talking about the incomes about 380. Yeah, but
so if I just summarise,
I would say if this form continues up until New Year, and we've got a good run of games coming up now.
Yeah.
We've got a very good run of games coming up now. Let's say a lighter run of games coming up.
You got to play us.
That continues.
If we
continues,
beat you,
I think they'll sack him.
If we beat you,
you need to get some. You need some wins. You need some wins.
Shouts is a brand new football prediction game. Predict the scorelines and goal scorers to earn incredible points. Compete against your mates in mini leagues and across the world on the global scene. Best of all, it's free to play. And now with an incredible £1,000 cash prize on offer, it's the right time to download from the App Store. Now that's a shout.
So fans, basically, if anyone's got a signed picture of Klopp out there that we can replace Slot at any point in the near future, please get hold of us.
Who, by the way, is number 1 favourite to be the next Liverpool manager.
I don't want to see Klopp come back.
I'll show you. I will show you.
Klopp's a scary man. He's a very good manager.
He's on about coming back.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Diary of the CEO interview last week?
No.
2 weeks ago.
No,
Rumour has it.
They asked him. I listened to the interview. Klopp told his life story, and they said to him at the end, they said, Jurgen, would you ever consider going back to Liverpool? Do you know what he said? He said, I would never manage another team in England again, but if you're asking me if I would go back and manage Liverpool Football Club, the answer is yes.
This came out because there was rumours that Leeds United were linked with Klopp to come to us because of his Red Bull connections.
Correct.
So with Farker being under a little bit of pressure.
What a load of nonsense.
No, but you know what it's like.
They've
gone Leeds Red Bull. Yeah. Ooh, Klopp Red Bull. Ooh.
Isn't Haaland a bit of a Leeds fan as well?
He was born in Leeds.
Yeah,
so he'll come as well. Fucking Ian Hart's coming back.
So here's one for you. So I've got the Liverpool next manager odds now. This is the full list of odds from obviously made up of many different betting applications and sources. So first of all, outright favourite, Jurgen Klopp, Red Bull global head of football, 4-1.
4-1?
Yeah, re-energised, fresh. We were talking offline thinking, was he not well at the end? I heard that. And then the second favourite, Oliver Glasner at 5-1, Crystal Palace.
United also won him.
Can see that. Yeah. But Adoni Iriola at Bournemouth is 6-1. I wouldn't mind this man, mate. Unai Emery at Villa, 12-1. Then Julian Nagelsmann at Germany, 14-1. That isn't going to happen before the World Cup. Diego Simeone, Atletico Madrid, 16-1. Fabian Herzler, Brighton, again 16-1.
How would you feel about Simeone coming in as an English supporter, like you go in football?
I've had a lot of time to think about this, and I think that only international managers, I believe, should be of the same nation.
About Simeone going in as Liverpool manager.
No problem with
Liverpool
that.
fans, most of them won't give a fuck. They don't like England, so they don't care.
Okay, to ask Steven Gerrard that question, and ask Jamie Carragher that question.
Yeah, this is people that have represented England. I'm talking Scousers don't like England. We know
Liverpool,
that.
Where does that story come from?
I think Liverpool, I don't want to go into all that now. It's a massive can of worms, and it's all about the reason why ostracisation of the city for a start doesn't help. But what we will say is this:
they hate the royal family.
But we have to go.
That much.
But we need to go back. We need to go back to your original question about Diego Simeone. No one likes him in football, right? And it's ironic because I believe Liverpool are the England of football. No one likes England on the international scene today. No one likes the fans. No one likes us. They don't like us, mate. Yeah. Same as Liverpool. No one. Right.
Correct.
Absolutely. And a lot of fans can watch this game and you can sit there in a Rangers shirt. Do you know what I mean? But for me, I'm a football purist. I love Liverpool. I can't help the fact that I love Liverpool Football Club. I was drawn to them at a young age. I felt the connection. You'll never walk alone. The fabric of the club woven in my veins. I love the club. Do I come from Liverpool? No. but there's also Liverpool fans in Australia. Yeah, I still go to watch Liverpool. I pay through the teeth and over the odds to watch the club. I drive up for 6 hours to go and watch the team and come back through the night and get into work for 6 a.m. I've done that, but also Rangers mean a lot to me as well because I just can't stand Celtic, mate.
Yeah, weren't the gates of Anfield made at Singers?
Yes, correct.
In Frome,
where we're from. Yeah.
I remember I'd seen a piece on it because when they moved from their current location to their new location, my granddad did a bit of work down there, and he was the one who took. And I always thought it was bollocks.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that
because they made them down here,
but let's just
and transported them up. So when they were put on,
let's just summarise it because we're 22 minutes in already. But I think that in terms of Liverpool, you asked the question: what would you be happy with Diego Simeone? Yes. The answer to your main question is Liverpool in decline? No, because I don't think the club's in decline at all. I think the form's been in decline, but the club is not in decline.
I think they'll turn
Look
around.
at the personnel that they've got there. That's ridiculous. I didn't
realise Klopp was in the background of all of this.
Absolutely.
Liverpool fans, that's
still
something
young
to be
enough to
excited about because for him to come back, I think that would
brings back the whole family.
I'll send you. I'll link the Diary of a CEO podcast in the comments. You should watch it, and he tells his whole story of his life about how he came into football, about how to manage a team, little anecdotes about what happened at Liverpool when we had difficult moments. But Jurgen Klopp said, "I would not rule out a return to Liverpool. It's possible. Yes, in theory," he said, "it's possible. In theory, would he go back and undermine Arne Slot? No, but football's a dog-eat-dog world. And do you really think that the owners are not looking at this situation and going, what's going on? And if they lose faith in the manager, you find that discussions always go on with other managers in the background."
Talking of faith in managers, I am slowly losing the will with Farke.
That's before we know the result of...
This is the thing, as we're filming this now, Leeds are about to play Aston Villa. We have now just dropped into the bottom 3.
All right,
we've brought in Calvert-Lewin, injured.
Is he injured?
Bring back Calvin Phillips, mate. Where's he? Where's Calvin Phillips?
So
where are you?
the thing is with Phillips is there was rumours that he was going to float about and go to different clubs. Obviously,
but he ain't a fucking bubble, mate.
Sorry, I know what you're saying. Phillips in.
I'll tell you what happened is,
you don't need
for whatever problem, whatever reason, Pep put him in the squad. In the Premier League squad. Hasn't played a minute of football. There was players available.
Getting back into the squad, wasn't
Pep's and if I'm Phillips, I'm going, fucking hell, I might get a chance there. So, one, do you stay at Man City and hope for a chance?
He doesn't get in the lead squad.
I don't think he plays.
Tanaka's better. Ampadu's
Tanaka's been weak. Ampadu's very good.
All right, can I give you an alternate universe look at that? Okay, so for instance, my own personal, when I played for Collegians, when I was around 16 to 17, I turned up there, I had a nightmare. Like, I was quite nervous on the ball. I had a manager that wouldn't play me. I had to go and run the line every week, and he'd bring me on for the last 5 minutes, okay? I remember little things. He'd say, don't pass it to Harry, you shit, but we got to play him and shit like, and it done me in my head. Then when I went to play the season later for Mells and Vobster with all of my friends, okay, and I mean 6, 7 of my friends,
you enjoyed your
I made my debut for Mells at Collegians, okay, scored a 30-yard free kick, right, top corner, and I played the best football I played every week. I enjoyed myself, and that was all. I think it was a mental thing. And when I'm playing with my friends, and the manager was going, "Well done, H," put his arm around me and appreciated me. I felt like he really likes me. And I feel that with Calvin Phillips, I think it's a case of he's a Leeds boy. He loves the club. He loves the fans. His parents and his friends will come and watch him. Just automatically that extra 2 or 3% difference, which you need at the top level, may I add? If you're 2%,
Pep has been strict with him as well. Like, straight away, there was overweight.
The man that made him went. Bielsa. Let's talk about.
You're not going to get a better manager than Bielsa.
Bielsa turned Calvin Phillips into, and this is fact. This is
destroyer, mate.
He turned Calvin Phillips into England's best centre midfielder in that tournament. He won the best centre midfielder. He won the trophy.
He scored for us.
He was the best player at that tournament.
He set up Sterling for the first goal in Euro 2020.
He was unreal. As soon as Bielsa went and he left, and he deserved his move. Realistically, he deserved his move. He's part of the triple winning Man City team. Bearing in mind, he might not have played a lot of minutes, but still, you're still part of it, yeah? And now he's just disappeared. And I do feel for him. But do you lose that ability?
No, do you know? And talking about just quickly before we end this, right? I want to talk to you about Lee Dixon. Yeah, I'm going to call out Lee Dixon, right? First of all, through my youth, I used to watch him on Match of the Day, sat next to Roy Keane, and go, I can take on Roy Keane, I can, yeah, you don't scare me or whatever, mate. Roy will own you. Secondly, I'm also annoyed of him because I saw a graphic on where they sit down, they ask him the questions, and they go, Declan Rice, okay? And then they bring up a graphic of lots of different players that if they think Declan Rice is better than him, and it comes up and he goes, Steven Gerrard, he went, nope, like that with his hard man. Nope, really, mate? Your legs are made of Weetabix. And it then goes on and starts talking about saying Ronaldinho. He goes, nope.
What?
And he's
him
going all
being
and he's
better?
gone through. Lee Dixon has gone through, and we need to try and when we put up this video, when you edit it, try and put the graphic up because he's there saying, mate, think about that. It says Paul Scholes. He goes, nope. It goes Jude Bellingham. He goes, nope. The Declan Rice is better than all these. Why are Arsenal fans saying that Declan Rice right now is the best midfielder in the world? Is he the best?
He is
midfielder in the
Arsenal's
world?
best player currently.
Oh, he's Arsenal's best midfielder.
Right now.
Is he the world's best midfielder? Is he better than Jude Bellingham?
No, he's not better than Bellingham.
Is he better than Paul Scholes?
No.
Is he better than Roy Keane?
I'm about level with Roy Keane
Okay,
right now.
Right now, I
Was he
think
better than Steven
he's not-
Gerrard?
I don't even think he's the best centre midfielder in the Premier League right now.
Well,
Who would you
I
put
just
ahead of
don't
him?
get him, mate.
Cuadrado.
I'd put Rice. I'd say Rice is the best Premier League midfielder right now.
I think in his position, I don't know. He didn't score enough for me.
He doesn't need to.
He's
score.
scored and assisted a lot recently.
He doesn't need to score, but I just think
I just think that he's not.
Mate, he scored those two, like the Champions League, those 2 free kicks against Real Madrid.
they were a joke, by the way.
Technically, mate, he's
good
because
he is
I think
bad
because
player,
he
but-
plays as a defensive midfielder, people
It's the
take away the
shittest
technical
position.
ability. Yes,
It's the
but
shittest position to be as a player
You
and
take
get
away
recognition.
the technical ability of that player. He carries the ball so well.
Yeah.
Right.
I would want him on my team.
Is up there.
I would
Set
want him.
pieces. There's a reason Arsenal are good at set pieces. He
Declan
delivers the balls
I'm
as
not-
well as Saka.
I'm not denying or disputing that he is a world-class central midfielder. But for Lee Dixon to stand there
I know what you're saying
and say he's better
but
than Gerrard,
comparison
That's the Arsenal in him.
Scholes,
Comparison
that's
right
just a
now
fucking loser.
is
I don't-
so hard.
honestly. I don't think he was the best right back of his generation. I really don't. And I've always watched him, right? I've always watched just the way he was with Roy Keane. Because remember back in the day with Adrian Charles on BBC and Roy Keane started doing punditry for the first time. And everyone's like, oh, like, you know, he's quite short, sharp and out there, Roy Keane. And Lee Dixon was like trying to display to the nation, like, well, I can take him on. I can take him on. It's like... It's like a fucking sponge going up to a Brillo pad going, I can take you on. I just don't like him. I'm sorry. And that's my calling out for the day. I don't like Lee Dixon. There's a reason why you never played for England often.
So to summarise, the Brillo pad's always going to beat the sponge.
100%. Roy Keane, for me, is owning Lee Dixon.
Yeah, Roy Keane. Talking of Roy Keane, over the years of watching him as a player, I fucking didn't like him. I don't know whether that was because 2 things. One, he was Man United player.
Yeah, it's
And
probably
2,
got something to do with it.
Yeah,
there was a bigger rivalry between United and Leeds
at
back
that
then.
time, yeah. And 2, when I used to watch him, looking back at it now, I see it differently. When I used to watch him back then, I used to think he wasn't actually that good.
Yeah, like that's what I said. Technically, I don't think he was that good.
So,
but leadership-wise,
and this is as I've got older.
Yeah.
There is more to the game than just being technically good.
Course.
There's
Yeah.
leadership skills, your ability to lift players, your ability to really pull something out of your fucking ass when you needed it, when you needed it.
Yeah.
But now I'm older and I'm watching him a lot more on television. I fucking love it.
I've got a lot of respect
I'd
for Roy
play for him.
I love
I'd
him.
play for him.
Yeah.
I
his
honestly,
opinions, he doesn't change his opinions based
Do you
on
know-
other pundits.
Yeah,
There's a lot
yeah,
of pundits out there, and you'll
Yeah.
see this, and they'll tell stories.
They can be swayed, can't they?
And you'll go one
They're
week
not
they'll
authentic.
talk about this, and then the following week they'll be talking about the same thing, but actually their opinions slightly changed. And then the following week, because it's all now turned on its head, they're talking about actually the opposite thing of what they said the first week. Whereas Roy Keane is, this is my fucking opinion.
Yeah.
I ain't changing my opinion. If you don't like my
And
opinion,
he
you
can
fuck
be
off.
he can be ruthless. He's still got that ruthless side to him with it
do you
as
remember
well.
at Tottenham when his hair was to the side and the hair had just let one go through his legs and he goes, a goalkeeper. Like that. Like he goes, I wouldn't even let him on a coach back home. Whatever. He was fuming. But when you look at Lee Dixon, for me, I just think a lot of these other pundits and that, they're not acting their true selves. Like at least Neville, do I agree with what he says a lot of the time? No. But having said that, at least he's authentic. At least he carries himself to his own beliefs. And the same with Roy Keane. But people like Lee Dixon don't. I would also argue, and I would say, I would call out Gabby Ogbonlahor, I think is another one that
fucking Gabby.
But where Troy Deeney does tell the truth. And I'm not saying these guys are lying, but
Troy Deeney comes out with some outrageous stuff.
It's because he's not properly media trained. But that is what I enjoy about him.
Do you know,
he's a man and a footballer.
I think
going back to Roy Keane, one of the big things is I don't feel like he's got any loyalties to anybody because of what happened with United.
There is the comments he had. So when I can't remember who it was, someone was talking about Tottenham.
Yeah.
And
odd club as they are.
And I remember it might have been Tottenham and Arsenal. You had Wrighty there, Keane there, and someone else.
Yeah.
And Keane knows. He's just sat there talking about, and he never says my club or anything like that. And Wrighty always says my club.
Yeah.
And Keane literally turns to him and says, "Why are you saying that?"
Yeah.
Like it's not one. You didn't always play for them.
I thought he was a Palace boy, really.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what Roy says. He says, "I don't have any loyalties to anyone.
Yeah.
I like football. My job is to be a pundit.
Yeah.
So there's no bias to you."
I think we should get a picture of Roy Keane for the show. When we could pop
we all
agree. Like Roy Keane,
even as a Liverpool fan.
Yeah,
at least you could tell
it's a Leeds fan as well. In that era.
Yeah.
All right,
we can do I think Roy.
Or no. Fuck the picture. He'll get a bobblehead.
We'll get a bobblehead. We'll find a bobblehead.
Yeah. We're really lucky. We might get a signed picture. But
have you seen?
There might be a space coming up soon.
I have seen some. Klopp's time. Slot's time.
If Jurgen Klopp comes back, I'll put this and I'll say it down the camera. Proudly, I will dedicate an entire episode to my love for Jurgen Klopp,
and it'll be James on his own. I mean, Luke
just chatting, and I will just chat on screen to you guys, no doubt, like LBC 4:00 in the morning style.
You get home from a night out and you put the telly on. It's just James, just one bloke. Yes, and my love for Klopp, and you just sat there feeling a little bit sorry for yourself. You spent a bit too much money in the club, and you just sit and watch James talk for 4 hours about Klopp.
Because at the moment, being a Liverpool fan at the moment, it's like I'm really rich. I've just walked into a gentleman's club, okay? I've sat down, I've paid all the money, and the woman's still going, fuck that. That's how it feels. But anyway, that's enough for this episode. We'll see you again very, very soon.